All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth with Ben Jokes. Now, they say only a fool does the same thing the same way over and over again and expects a different result. The approach towards governance in Nigeria has been the same for the past 9 years, 2 months. And so, it is foolish for anyone to expect different results. Under Buhari, Nigeria was labeled the poverty capital of the world, and Tinubu, just as he promised, is passionately and committedly maintaining that title. As a matter of fact, he is ensuring that we never lose that title to any other country. But Nigerians are suffocating, and from the look of things, the next nationwide hunger protest may begin from the southwest. For the past 1 week, it's been from one protest to another in the southwest, from farmers in Ondo State to traders in Ogun State to resident doctors in Osun State and Ibadan, Oyo State. This time around, it was women in Lagos State blasting the government over the hardship and insincerity of their poverty alleviation policies. The women stood in front of one of the trucks they brought for their fake support program and began cursing the government. Before I show you that video and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this important video that proves some of the things that we've been saying here. You know, when we say that the political class don't want local refineries to work so that Nigerians will buy petrol cheap, it always sounds like we are criticizing them too much. Now I want you to watch this video, after which I will show you how the role of APC and Tinubu in frustrating Nigeria refineries was brutally exposed. And this goes further to prove Peter Obi right when he said the problems in Nigerian oil sector is caused by the people in government. Please watch this video, and when we return, I will make you understand what you may not have deduced from that interesting and honest interview. Let's take a look.
NNPC does not produce petroleum crude oil. NNPC just manages documents for us. It's a clerical entity. That whole place is just a bureaucratic clerical entity. They don't produce. They have 60% in some of this asset. They have 55% in some of this asset. But they produce nothing. Show me one rig they have. They don't, even the GMD himself, how many times have he been to the rigs? He's a politician now. He just go about following politicians. It's not a technocrat
you don't think
anymore.
He's doing
so
a good
they
job?
Cannot give.
You don't think
they cannot give
Mele
what
Kyari
they
is
don't
doing
have.
a good job?
Which good job is he doing?
No, but it's
because we pretend in this country we don't say the truth. Which good job is
the
Mele
man has gotten a second.
His team
second
has
shot.
failed the country.
How do you mean?
His team has failed the country.
That would be unfair if you cannot substantiate what you mean by that.
What can I not substantiate? From for the last 10 years, have you hit 2 million barrels per day with your reserve?
Is it Mele Kyari's fault? Is it Mele Kyari's fault?
It's the system. If you are the head, you resign. If it is not working, you resign. In a civilized society with this level of outcry, the voice of man is the voice of God. You will resign. He cannot give 300,000 or 400,000 to Dangote. Where will he get it?
Really?
Unless he moves
out of the 1 million, unless
the president direct Mele to release all the assets he's sitting on and allow private investors to enter it and look for money and produce and sweat those assets. This guy is sitting on empire.
You heard that. Now, let me break this down for you properly. The man on your screen there, Mele Kyari, is the NNPC boss. And all through Buhari regime, Nigeria could not resolve any of the problems we had in the oil sector. Fuel price kept increasing. We kept experiencing fuel scarcity from time to time. We never met our daily, monthly, or annual crude oil production target. But Tinubu took over and retained this same man, Mele Kyari. And Tinubu made himself Minister of Petroleum just as Buhari made himself Minister of Petroleum. Why? Because this man, Mele Kyari, is the person that those in government use to siphon Nigeria's crude oil. Now, even when we have local refineries, NNPC will not supply them enough crude oil to refine and sell cheap petrol to Nigerians because those in government have built refineries outside Nigeria and they use this NNPC guy to move our crude refine it in their own refineries abroad, and import petrol into Nigeria and sell at very high rates to the common man. And that is exactly what Peter Obi was saying. Now look at the man who was exposed recently as one of the chief importers of petrol from a refinery in Malta. Look at this man and look at who he works for. Revealed, Tinubu's Economic Council member behind petrol imports from Malta and Russia. Nigeria was awash with news recently about the quantum leap in the quantity of fuel imports from Malta after revelations by Aliko Dangote, chairman of the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. In 2023, Nigeria's petroleum importation from Malta surged significantly to $2.8 billion compared to zero between 2017 and 2022 and a mere $13.2 million in 2016. Mele Kyari, the group chief executive officer of Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited, immediately denied Dangote's claim, saying he did not have interest in any plant in Malta. The cable can now reveal the identity of one of the biggest imports via the tiny European country. He is Abdulkabir Adisa Aliu, owner of Matrix Energy and member of the Presidential Economic Coordination Council. Now, do I need to say anything further? Abdulkabir Adisa Aliu is one of the biggest guys frustrating the Dangote refinery because he is a chief importer of petrol from Malta and he is a member of Tinubu's cabinet. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. This tweet by Canary says 90% of Nigeria's enemies and the real economic saboteurs are in the various tiers of government. Unfortunately, because the Oga is neck deep in corruption, he cannot fight corruption. Can you fight someone importing for you? That is it. How do you fight the person? And this tweet by Duro Waye says, who is he fronting for? And you expect Dangote refinery to work when such a highly placed man is importing? That is the question. Peter Obi was right. I never had a doubt. This tweet by Folari says, I know truth cannot be suppressed for long. Like smoke, it must come out consuming perpetrators. What a shame. Now, let us look at that update where Lagos women cost the government over a deceitful support program. The government had promised to sell cheap eggs to them so that they can resell. And the government finally turned up today with a truck and began proposing to sell the eggs to them at a price that is even higher than their own selling price. And the women got angry and began blasting the Sanwo-Olu and Tinubu administration. See the video.
ẹ wo sọ ní ká fọkàn balẹ̀ ká fọkàn balẹ̀ ẹ̀yin rẹ̀ 4-5 níjọba ń tà fún wa 4-5 àwọn tá a dẹ̀ ń tà ní 3-8 à ń tà 3-5 ṣé ìjọba nìyẹn wọ́n dẹ̀ ní ká fọkàn balẹ̀ ìjọba fúnra ẹ̀wọ̀n mọ́tò wọ́n tà ní 4-4-5 ṣé yẹn dáa a dẹ̀ ní ká fọkàn balẹ̀ ráìsì ti di 80,000 kẹ́gì òróró ti di 70,000 naira ẹ jẹ́ ṣàánú wa o epo tí wọ́n jẹ́ ṣàánú wa o ẹ ṣàánú wa o
You heard them. They said you are telling us not to worry, but you are killing us. Elo Fokombale. That was what Tinubu was telling them. That means don't worry. They said you are telling us not to worry, but you are killing us. A bag of rice is now 80,000 naira. They said a gallon of oil is 70,000 naira. Is this a government? What have we done to you to deserve all this? You promised to sell eggs to us cheap. Now you are offering to sell to us at 4,500 naira when we sell for 3,800 naira. What kind of wickedness is this? Those were their words. Now the issue is this. When government policies are given to people as settlement for the roles they played during elections, those policies will be handled the same way they handled the elections. And these are the kind of results you will see. So even if Sanwo-Olu or Tinubu wanted them to give you those things for 3,000 naira, these guys have to make their own gain. Are you not making your own gain in Malta? You guys are the helm of affairs. You are making your own gain importing petrol. So let us make our own gain with these eggs. And these women have joined the long list of Southwest protesters that we have seen in the last 7 days. The heat is on. And in other news, Breaking: abducted Nigerian medical students cry out from captivity. Says abductors demand 50 million naira ransom for 20 medical dental colleagues. Reporters: the abductors of 20 medical and dental students in Benue State have demanded a ransom of 50 million naira for their release. One of the students, Kwando Andona Kingsley, managed to alert the public by posting a desperate message on his X account. In his tweet, Kingsley revealed that the group of students had been without food for 2 days, heightening the urgency of the situation. He said, "We were kidnapped on our way to Enugu for a convention. They are requesting 50 million naira for the 20 of us medical students. Please help us. We haven't eaten for 2 days. Contact Pius at," he dropped the number there. "He is coordinating the funds," said one of the kidnapped victims, who tweeted from the kidnappers' den. "They said they will start killing us tomorrow," Kingsley said. Wow. Wow, this is terrible. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. This tweet here by Dr. Constant. Wow. She said, "Very sad. Why will doctors not japa when they have the chance? This does not happen in any other country." I was really touched by that last line. He said they will start killing them tomorrow. This is terrible. And this tweet by Abdurrashid Ajia says, "This is disheartening. And even worse is they are not tracked even after tweeting from captivity. You can imagine the audacity. Man, this country, wow." An incognito here tagged DSS, he tagged police, and he tagged army headquarters. He said, "How come you all can track protesters, but you can't track the location of kidnappers, bandits, and terrorists? Who are you guys actually working for?" Question needs to be asked in this country. That is it. These are the same people that were going about saying they have tracked protesters, they have tracked them abroad, all their accounts. But now these guys are killing people, destroying families, traumatizing Nigerians, and you can't track them. And this tweet here by Dantex says, "Nigerian military, they are all in the southeast collecting money from checkpoints. If Nigerians are serious, that bush or forest the kidnappers hangouts will be surrounded with heavy security men. They will rescue the victims without paying 1 naira. That is it. But they are not serious." And Ochman here says, "The last time I checked, you must be rich for you to be kidnapped. Now they can kidnap you without you having a dime. You know why? These guys understand that Nigeria is a failed state. So they kidnap people in numbers and wait for citizens to contribute money for their ransom." That is what they are doing. That is exactly what they are doing. And this tweet here by Oba Olami says, "I used to warn Nigerians, defend and protect yourself with any protected tool. Military officer and police officer cannot protect you." Okay, but these guys were just traveling. How do they protect themselves? You were in a bus traveling and then they just came out of nowhere. How are Nigerians going to go about this? Because if it doesn't get to you, you will not know that this is the situation of Nigeria, how dire the situation is. These people woke up from their homes to go for that convention. They never imagined that this will happen to them. And that is why we keep putting this out there so that people can know. Our country was not like this before the APC came. It was after the APC was formed as an association that all these things started happening in Nigeria. And that is why I keep saying that for Nigeria to surmount these hurdles, we must get the APC out of power. But until then, make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news where una go like. Because now, because of una, now I dey here. So, don't go away.